Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On our last video, we were giving the analogy that Imam Ghazali gives about the shortness of this life and death. In this video, we want to discuss some practical tips on how to develop that quality of remembering death often. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Akthiru dhikri hadhim al-ladhati, yani al-maut." Remember often the destroyer of pleasures, by which he meant death. You know, in modern society, it's considered bad manners to constantly talk about death and to reflect upon death. This is the opposite that what our Deen teaches us, because death is something that is certain, as we mentioned. So it's foolish not to remember death and not to think about our ultimate journey. We need to constantly remember death, and this will allow us to keep our life in perspective. And one of the means of remembering death is go visit a graveyard. That the Prophet ﷺ said, I had prohibited you from visiting graves, but you may visit them now. Verily, they will weaken your attachment to the world and remind you of the hereafter. When you visit the graves, you see people who have died from all different ages, right? Somebody who was 80, somebody who was 40, somebody who was 20, just a baby. Death does not discriminate, it can come at any time. When we understand this, we'll value our time and value how short our time is on this in this world. That Hassan al-Basri would say, the world is 3 days. As for yesterday, it has vanished, along with all that came with it. As for tomorrow, you may never see it. As for today, it is yours to work on it. And this statement of his is supported by the Quran itself, that when people will be asked how long they were in this world, they'll say only one evening or one morning. This is how short life is. So we need to prepare. And every day, every second, this life is going away while the akhirah is getting closer. And that's why there's a beautiful statement of Ali Anhu, who would say, ارتله الدنيا مدبرة ورتله الآخرة مقبلة ولكل واحد منهما بنون فكون من أبناء الآخرة وتكون من أبناء الدنيا فإن اليوم عمل ولا حساب وغدا حساب ولا عمل. That the world is going backward and the hereafter is coming forward, and each of the two has its own children. So you should be the children of the hereafter. Do not be children of this world. For today there is action but not accounts, and tomorrow there'll be accounts but no deeds to be done. When we die, there will be no more deeds. This is the time to do the deeds and to plant the harvest for the next life. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those who prepare for the ultimate journey and develop those qualities that allow us to be spiritually healthy and which allow us to be successful in this life and thereafter. And just as a recap, what are those qualities? Is to get beneficial knowledge, is to be people of tawbah, of repentance, is to develop patience and gratitude, to worship Allah with the balance of hope and fear, and to love Him more than anything else, and to be detached from this dunya, and to rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And all our actions should be sincerely for His sake, and we should engage in this quality of self-reckoning, and we should be people of reflection, and we should constantly remember death. When we develop these qualities, inshallah, those who are successful will get what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised when He says, and no soul knows what has been hidden for them of the comfort for eyes as a reward for what they used to do. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.